Level Up Latina partners with working women and mamas alike to guide them in achieving fulfilling career and life goals through financial empowerment, professional or leadership coaching, and personal wellness. Find the unique coaching you need to succeed.
You're listening to Vero, Ceci, and Irene, and we are Level Up Latina.
Welcome back to another episode of the Level Up Latina podcast. And today it is episode 249. We're almost at the 250. We're just about there. And today we are going to be talking about resets. It's June. Is this our first episode for June, you guys? Or our second episode? First episode? It's our first episode for the month of June. And it is a great way to kind of kick off the second half of the year and talk about resets, and whether it be a mental reset, physical reset, whatever it is, to kind of finish your year feeling good. But before we even get into that, I want to check in con mis chiquidukis aquí. Irene y Ceci, ¿cómo se encuentran ahora?
Good. It's Monday for us. We're all recording on a Monday. It's a little different than recording on a Friday. It's like a slow start. I was telling you girls, my husband never sleeps in. He was sleeping in my podcast studio, aka bedroom. So I had to be like, do you want to be here for this? But he got to work instead. But we're doing good.
Yes, I know. It's like when we record on Monday, tenemos el cafecito on hand, right? Like, okay, it's kicking in slowly. Yeah, it's one of those days. And then it's gloomy. Irene was saying it was gloomy in her neck of the woods también. So it's one of those days, pero contentos de estar aquí.
Como cantaba was it Monica? Just one of them days. When a girl feels feel inside. Don't take it personal, but it's a gloomy day and it's just one of them days. Girl, yo ahorita con mi taza de café, I am just praying I don't get chorro again. I'm just praying it doesn't like make my stomach feel weird. I had been sick the last week, and it was like an immediate onset just sickness. De cuerpo, todo, like it was bad. So this is my first like official like good taza de cafecito. So si me ven, if I have to cut it short, you know what I'm doing, girl. Okay. But anyway, I'm going over there physically reset. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
Anyway.
My mom says what does my mom say? Restorcisiones? What's that word?
Retorcijones. Retorcijones, ¿no? Retorcijones. Como tus tripas se retorcen.
Yo nunca he usado la palabra completa.
Retuercen.
Se te retuercen las tripas. Pero yo nomás digo torzones. Porque a lo mejor just because I'm fucking India like that. Okay? It's okay though. Es que soy de rancho. Ay! Anyway, that's a different story for another day. I was going to say about something else. But talking about the resets, the reason I brought it up was because last week, even though I was sick, I managed to have like two kind of check-ins with clients. And one of my clients was just like, I'm like, how do you feel? Blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, chingona. But she didn't sound like 100%, like on the chingona. And I was like, are you sure that's how you feel? Like, she's like, well, I'm like, when you say that, it doesn't sound like 100. What it sounds a little, she's like, okay, it's more like 75% chingona. And I was like, okay, why? Right? So we start delving into this, like, ¿por qué nomás nos sentimos 75%? So with that, she was just like, because, just like, I am a work in progress. I can't be 100% chingona because I'm a work in progress. And then she mentioned saying that, she's like, I'm a work in progress and I'm, trying to learn and trying to grow. And I still feel there's just so much going on. And then eventually it led to her saying, like, I feel like I need a reset. I just need to like realign, reset, kind of imagine what I want my rest of my year to look like and what I want, because I feel so caught up with the pressures of work. Work is just very overwhelming. There's just so much on my desk, so much on my plate. And there really is nowhere for me to turn for that assistance and guidance. She's like, we got some sort of recognition by a breakfast the other day, and I don't need that. I don't need a breakfast. I'm okay. I'm thankful. Thank you for taking me to breakfast, but I don't need that. So within that conversation, it pretty much led that, she's 75% chingona, which is okay. Sometimes we're at that 75%. I think that's very honest. But it led her to say, I do feel I need a reset. I need to just reimagine myself for the rest of the year. Have you ladies ever felt like that? Where you're just like, I just need to do something. para que se me prenda otra vez el foco. ¿Ya? Y como, ¿qué han hecho? A ver, cuéntenme. Ceci, Irene, whoever wants to start off.
I can start. I feel like it's every season for me. For some reason, it's every season. Like right now, que we're going into summer, and we don't really get a summer in the city, but still, I feel like there's things to be done, like in the house. Like I feel like it needs to be prepped. I need to be prepped. I don't know. I just feel like this thing, and I've talked about it. Like I want to change my sheets so that they're in tune with like the summer colors or what I envision to be summer colors. I've been doing things in my kitchen. I bought this. It's called, what is it? A buffet? Una mini vitrina, I called
It's
it.
like a buffet sideboard, credenza.
Yeah. So I bought one of those, and then like I'm, me and my Mexican chic, I've been doing that, adding stuff to that. And then what was I what was the and then like the my workouts, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start this challenge next on the 10th, whenever, I think it's a week from today. Me and my summer challenges, like it's like a 4-week workout. They're not intense, it's like doable, and it's part of like my app that I always do. So that's what I feel like I need just to kind of reset. And then I have a to-do list that I've created for self-care and wants for myself. So I have it every week. I write it down, like, okay, this is what I need, this is what I want. Like, remember to schedule these things. Like, I want a facial, I want a massage, things like that. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at right now with this season.
That makes a lot of sense.
I like that, Sissy.
Makes sense.
I have like a frog in my throat. I'm like, I like that, Sissy. Vero, the way Vero imitates us is fucking hilarious. Anyway, now that the man in my voice he's still there. I feel like I just rolled out of bed. It's because I probably just did roll out of bed. Why am I saying probably? Because I did literally. I need to reset right now for this conversation. No, and usually I'm with Ceci, like with my workout routine. I bought that Peloton because I was like, I want to reset. So I have my Peloton. So it makes me excited about working out. But I also think like with the kids, I often feel like, oh, I need to reset with the kids. And then I'll think like, okay, I need to vacate with them. I need a couple of dates with them. I need something special with them because I feel like they get caught up. They're so busy now. They're teenagers. I'm busy. Like if Diego and I don't stop and like make intentional time for teenagers, they can live their own damn life. Like Isaiah drives himself to stuff. He just told me yesterday or the day before in front of the kids, he's like, you guys are going to miss me. I'm the third driver. What are you going to do? How are you going to get these kids to places without me? Mm-hmm. He's like the helper. But sometimes I feel like I need to reset with him. So I will spend time with him. Lately, he's really been into watching movies in the living room. He's like, man, the living room is like the unsung hero because he would never really hang out in the living room. And he likes hanging out in the living room with me. And I will go play basketball with him outside. Not my thing, but he loves to play basketball. He has all the space in the front. He's playing. He's out there having a good time. I got him these really cool basketball shoes. And I will go out there and I will play with him. And yesterday was funny because I have my women's NBA sweater, Veto, that Janet gave us.
Nice. Dunking on
the
that.
sweaters from the women's NBA. I felt very, very good out there. He was killing me. I was I was breathing like a 45-year-old.
Dress like a champ. Dress like a champ. You'll be a champ.
Like I was dressed very good in my hot orange sweater, but it was the color of this Tide Pod.
So you stand out.
But
my waifu.
Yes. But he was beating me. But anyway, that's a good reset. Sometimes I think like doing something different, something that just like I want to be different with my son. He's going to move away. It's like doing fun things with him, fun memories with him. So I'm having like a reset with him, like remembering to not just talk about college, not just talk about moving. Like how can we do fun things that feel like old us, like before when we didn't have college to talk about? Like what did we talk about 18 months ago? Probably college. What did we talk about 25 months ago? Right? So I'm trying to be like, I got to reset with him. So when he leaves, we have something to talk about. Memories that are not just this crunch time, this year, this now housing, now financial aid, now the roommate, now you're this. I feel like sometimes he's probably like so burned out from talking about the to-do list for moving next year. So that's been a really nice reset. Trying to do stuff with Isaiah that has nothing to do with college. Talking about stuff that has nothing to do with college has been fun. With Diego and I, it's all about the date nights when we're feeling in a funk. It's about spending time away from each other. Like we like to do time away from each other to miss each other. And I feel we can feel that coming on. I need a boys weekend, he'll say, or I need a girls weekend, right? Or I need to go away. So I'll go away with one, or he'll go away with one kid. And that's really good for us. And journaling. The last thing I'll say is journaling. Like I like this 5-minute journal. I think it's so freaking easy.
Oh my God, I have that
it's like
one.
one of the easiest journals. I love it.
So good.
Diego used to do this
because
one
I'm a
years ago,
terrible
but I love it.
journaler.
I always recommend it to my clients. I know because it's so easy. It's like you cannot not do this.
I like it.
It's so freaking easy. The
It
little bit in
just
the morning,
guides
the little
you.
bit in the afternoon.
It's so good.
5 questions. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I
you know
love
what I still have? Irene, you sent it to me when I first became a mom. It's like a little orange one. Do you remember that? You know,
What? I don't remember.
it's little. It's like it's journaling for moms or the mom something. I lo tengo. I lo tengo. So I like
it.
once in a while, like I'll pull it out and it's like different things. Like today, my son or my daughter did this, or I remember this. Da 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 da. So I like it.
This is like, it's almost like that, Ceci, because I can put about the kids or I can put about Diego because it just asks you like what you're grateful for. It's really a gratitude practice. What would make today great? So I'm often putting like just intentions for the day. I'm going to eat well. I'm going to hang out with one of the kids. I'm going to go to the gym, blah, blah, blah. Daily affirmations, which I love, just one. You don't have to write more than one. Highlight of the day. And that's where I'll say cool things about the kid. Like, oh, I love this about so-and-so. Won an award today. They were so proud of themselves or whatever. What did I learn today? So it's really cool. I love my little 5-minute journal to reset.
That's really cool. So I love that what you both said. You guys are both on different, like just spectrums in a sense, you know. Ceci's like, I reset with the seasons, and like it's natural for us for that to happen. You know, it's so natural, and it makes so much sense, Ceci, that's what happens with you. Like you yourself want to be good, and you want your environment to kind of reflect that, right? So it's just te motiva, te inspira to just keep going. And I mean, I know I'm busy with 4 kids, but you with your twins, with your girls, like you guys, you both work, you're actively, you know, you're super involved. You have more things on your plate as well. You just hired more onto your team. So you're just like, you know, that you have to be mentally present. And then we have the demands of family, right? The demands of family, the demands of the outside circle, the outside immediate circle that is within you, right? So within your home. And that's also very demanding. And we need to reset in order to be able to give to that. And with Irene, I love it that you're like, I want to be different with my son. I want old us, but I want to reset to be able to recreate or not recreate memories, but create new memories that you can be like, hey, remember before you took off to college, we like, you know, I dunked on you, son, you know, like it was cool, right? Remember I dunked on you? Yeah. You just don't remember, but it's cool. I do.
He dunked on me like 50 times.
You can just tell me, I dunked on you once. You just don't remember, okay? Because you blinked, whatever. It's cool because you had a concussion after
you weren't looking.
fell.
You weren't looking.
But yeah, like it's beautiful to see that, you know, there's these resets and then you do these are very intentional things, whether it be resetting your environment and resetting the things around you to reflect how you're feeling within, or, you know, resetting the relationships and being very intentional by journaling and being grateful and practicing, you know, these making these moments to like help you really create the reset. For me, I think that I need like constant resets as well. Like I kind of have to put myself, I mean, I guess I could put myself on timeout, but to really reflect and think about like, okay, what has been going on? But when there's so much, it's like beauty in the chaos. I think I've mentioned this before, like there's beauty in the chaos, but when you're being pulled in so many different directions, like you can't be 100 at all of them, you know? So that's okay too. But you have to say, like, okay, where are we at right now? What's going to get my full attention, and what do I need in order to be able to give that my attention? So whether it be your environment, whether it be journaling, whether it be like being intentional with your time, those are all the things that are going to need. Like I told my client, for me, it really is like re-envisioning who I want to be, right? That person's already within me. But like the little decisions I make every day, it's what's going to impact the outcome right at the end. So for me, it's like, oh, do I want to be that corajuda as mom? Because, you know, or should I really just eat something, go to bed early, or do something that I enjoy, right? And the time to do things that I enjoy is very far and few between, but then it helps so much to be able to get that 1 weekend escape. Like when we were in the Latinas in Tech Summit, like I came back and I was like, where are my crazy kids? I missed you guys, you know? But I need a little bit of that. But I noticed that I want to give myself more of that, a little bit of time away. Just, you know, be alone with my thoughts, allow myself to maybe read something I've been wanting to read, to maybe spend time with family that I haven't really spent time with intention, and enjoy it without a distraction, and to spend time with friends. I mean, Irene even mentioned that, right? Like spending time with the people that inspire you, that motivate you, that remind you who the F you are, is very helpful to kind of reset. But I did give I had mentioned to my client, I'm like, if you want to practice that, here's a few things I want you to do. And it wasn't like a long list. It was 4 things that I mentioned here. And you guys let me know if you want to add to this or what else we could possibly maybe mention to anyone out there that's looking to reset to make the rest of this year chingon to 100. Okay. So the first thing was envision the life you want, right? Re-envision it. Because I think sometimes we lose the big picture feel. Like envision it. And then determine, the second thing I told her was determine your core values and your priorities. Like within that, like, okay, if you're going to be this person there, what are the core values and the priorities that this person needs to, lead their life with, and how to prioritize in the sense, like, it's going to help you prioritize your time, how you spend your energy, how you spend anything in your everyday. And then number 3 was set clear goals. It could be that you want to accomplish. Set very clear goals. We've talked about SMART goals. We've talked about, just setting like a goal and, be very clear with what it is. So if it's, I mentioned like I got a Peloton because I want to reset that part of my life as well. And I want to make it where it's easier for me to make the decision to get up and walk over to my Peloton than having to go out and go to the cycling class, right? So what's gonna facilitate and help you accomplish these goals, right? And then with that, it's part of like break them into actionable steps. Like your goal is like, okay, so if this is a goal I want to accomplish, then what do I do? And that's the part where you're like, okay, pues I'm going to buy the Peloton instead of having to spend 20 minutes driving to that class, even though I'm not going to feel 100. Like, so what are going to be the actionable steps that you want to do that? There's obviously a lot more that goes into it, but that's a good start to kind of just remind you, like, what is the life you want? Where, what are your core values and priorities? Because that's what will determine if you're going to reach that, vision. Set your clear goals that you want to accomplish and break those goals into actionable steps. So those were kind of the things I said to her. And that's part of her homework. But what would be something you might add to our listeners out there? Like, hey, if you're looking to reset, this will be another thing that maybe would be a good step to take.
I think what we're doing right now with the Guilt-Free Squad is doing the accountability partners. Remember we were doing that? Mm-hmm. I have a accountability partner in that we don't check in daily. I think at the beginning, like everybody's motivated, come on, let's do it. But then now it's kind of died down a little bit, but I still we check in a little bit at those most, like maybe once a week, like on the weekends mostly. And because we at the get-go we said, okay, we shared what our goals were. It was mostly about doing things around the house. That's what it was. And so we said, like, this is what I want, this is how I want. And so we sent pictures to each other and checking in on each other. And like I said, we started off like strong and motivated. It kind of died down, but we're still doing it. And so we're like, okay, well, we set kind of like a deadline, and that was like May 15th. And like, I know one big project, mine, I didn't get to finish it by May 15th, and I knew that. And I said, okay, well, let's pick up again for another month and then kind of check in with each other. So accountability partners.
I love that idea. I know who your accountability partner is, and she has a coach too. So she's got all kinds of check-ins. One thing that I do with my clients is we kind of go over our vision boards and we talk about if we have them, we put them together because it keeps it simple. Sometimes I think even people get overwhelmed by like goals, and they have to be so big and they have to be so actionable, and then they don't reach them and they feel kind of crappy. So it's like, well, let's just look at our vision boards again. Mine just right here by my desk. And then I have a client the other day. She's like, oh, it's okay. I put it on my backdrop of my computer so they could just like, I always look at it whether I'm realizing I'm looking at it or not. So then she like shared her screen and we looked at it. It's like, okay, like, does this still make sense? Are you still excited about that? Just look at the simple thing that you did at the beginning of the year when everybody is goal setting. Did you write it down? Did you do a vision board? Did you tell somebody? Like Ceci said, accountability partners, what did you do that got you excited? And then renegotiate. Like maybe you're not excited about that anymore. Like you don't need to reset. The reason you haven't started because you don't want to do that probably, right? That's okay too. That's okay to change your mind. Because sometimes I think you want to keep restarting because you don't even like the thing that you said you want to do. We have to be honest with ourselves. Like if we don't want to do that thing, that's not the reason or the season, or everybody else is saying that, so you're saying that. Say you're saying you want to travel, but you haven't traveled. It's the middle of the year. You don't really see a plan for that. Like maybe that's not what you want. Like just because everybody says that or everybody puts that in their goals or their vision board, maybe you want to do something completely different. Start rethinking about what it is you want. And I think you'll reset yourself sometimes by really digging deep and being like, maybe I don't want to travel. Maybe what I want is to be closer to God. My butt needs to travel to church every Sunday. Like it could totally pivot into something completely different. And that'll be a reset because you'll change up your routine. You'll go away from what you thought you were going to do and you get more honest with yourself. So I think that's another good tip too, Vettel, to also like renegotiate. Don't be so hard on yourself. If something's not going, there's a reason why it's not going. So maybe it's not the thing you want. And that's okay.
Amen to that, sister. Actually, that's going to be the tip of the day. That should be the tip of the day. You know, like renegotiate. You know, we always talk about negotiating for this, negotiating for that, but like renegotiate with yourself about like, is this what I really want? I think, I mean, that's clearly what's going to help you get moving in the right direction. Is it something I want, or is it something I want because I see other people doing? And I think that's one of the main things that we get caught up so much on, like, what if, or shoulda, coulda, woulda, because we're wondering about everything else. Like, is everyone else, am I on the right journey like everyone else? And who cares? Congratulate everyone else for being on their journey. And you figure out yours. If you want to go, you know, fishing, learn how to fish, and you're like, well, I don't see any more raza out here, but you know how many raza fish? Like, there's so many, you know, like, please figure it out. If that's what you want to do, go do it. You know, what was it like? What were the majors they would tell us in college? Underwater basket weaving, right? If you want to learn how to underwater basket weave, you figure it out and do it. But don't hold yourself back because of everyone else. Like, don't kind of like compare yourself in that sense. So renegotiate your goals. If it's something you really want to do and it just seems like, what are people going to think? What are you going to think? Are you going to love it? You do it. You go for it. And if it's something that you don't like at all, and you're like, I'm so glad I tried it out because that is not for me. Or I love it. This is so for me. And I'm going to be the first ever to do this because, no one's ever thought about it or considered it, right? So I'm going to be okay with being the first. I mean, we're okay with being first in so many other ways, but I love that, Irene. Renegotiate your goals, renegotiate what you want. What do you want? I tell you, it's so important to know what we want. But yeah, and you guys were talking about the gym and stuff, and like I was, it's been a while since I hit the gym or done a workout. I work out running, chasing my kids, but we do the park often, and we just put in our grass in the backyard. And the other day, Gali's like, "Mommy, can you do a cartwheel?" And girl, I was like a cartwheel queen, okay? So en vez de decirle no, I couldn't tell my daughter no, I decided to do a cartwheel. And I did it. I landed it, right? But at the end, I was like, oh my God, I think I could have broken my back there. Oh my God, right? But Gali's like, Mommy, you did it. She was so excited. But I was like, I want to be able to do 13 cartwheels with Gali down the grass, just for fun. So the other day, Otto and I started cleaning out like this. It's been like a ongoing project because I've been sick. He's been sick. So I sent you guys a video of like our backyard and like todo el desorden. But we cleared out the space because we have an elliptical, we have weights, we have like just a space to work out. And then we haven't touched that space in like 2.5 years. Okay. It just got full of boxes and like just crap, and that things that we feel are going to be useful for us, right? Like, let's hold on to these little shoes de los niños, or let's hold on to this other stuff, or let's hold on to these boxes of clothes that we have that might fit us one day again. And I'm like, I know I'm not going to be a size 10 again. I don't want to be a size 10. Like, first of all, I don't want to be a size 10. That's okay. But I want to be healthy again. I want to be able to move and actively like be, ¿cómo se dice? Is it nimble? Is that a word? Is that what it is? Like,
Yeah, nimble.
And agile, nimble. Like, I want to be able to move, like, with my kids. Like, they're like challenging me to play basketball. They're challenging me to do a cartwheel. They're challenging me to like jump on the trampoline. I'm like, I can't be like, inhaler, please. Or like, okay, jump twice and then can't do anything else. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to do more, more with consistency, is be a little more active, in the sense of like to condition myself to be able to make it through a workout, make it through play with my kids. Because right now ellos empiezan a correr y ni que los alcance nadie, But right now, I know you ladies mentioned, so we have the tip of the week, or the day, but then we mentioned a few different little resets. Is there something that you might have in mind that that maybe came up in mind right now during our conversation that you had not thought about, that you might have needed a reset for? A veces no salen las cosas hasta que las platicamos. You're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I could do a reset on that too. For me, definitely my health. We don't want no more blood pressure medicine up in this joint. But is there anything that maybe came up that you're like, oh, no sabes que no había pensado en eso, and maybe that'd be something good for me to do?
Let's see. Something I'm doing better that I want to stick to and keep doing better is like my night routine, my morning routine, my inspo from Ceci, mis cremitas, and washing my face. My daughter's very good at it. So I've been in a groove. And so yesterday I was just thinking, I was applying my eye makeup. I'm like, okay, my eye makeup, go to sleep. When I was applying my eye cream to go to sleep, imagine, I was like, okay, I've been so good at this. I've been so on it. I've been on it and going to sleep feeling creamy, waking up feeling creamy, clean face. I really got to stick to it, but I don't want to get over it. Like sometimes I'll start doing things that are really good for me and then I'm over it. Like whatever. You get into it, you love in your skin, you're loving your hair. Like my hair's been great. That's another good example. I've been taking good care of my hair for the last year and like good products for the hair, cutting the hair, professionally dyeing my hair. I don't think I've dyed it in the last year myself. Like I don't want to get over that. Because that's the thing that I already reset and like I already like can we stick to it, Lord? We're such humans, right? We're such humans and we'll like stop doing it. But I was really reflecting on that yesterday because I thought that's so good for me because it's things that are for me, like being on top of my skincare routine, being on top of my hair routine, my nail game. Like me está saliendo carito now because like my daughter's like on her nail game now and like she's into hair and I love it because we bond over it and I'm so glad that she's got a great routine and I want to set a good example because growing up my mom was us first all the time and I think for herself plain Jane and that was okay and she had to work. There's no time for anything. Like she's not gonna, I don't even know if my mom washed her face. I hope she did. Point is that I want to be a good example. I want to stop and slow down and do things that are good for my self-care so my daughter can see that. Right? So I've been on it and I want to stay on it and I want to improve it better. So that's the thing I want to keep improving. Like what more can I do? What else can I do? So I've been on it with the vitamin game. I've always been on it with the vitamin game for the kids, especially. Like I want them to have their vitamins, right? But now I'm like having them like they're seeing that I'm taking my vitamins. My vitamins look a little different than their vitamins. My son, the oldest, he's very good at like routine. He is so good at routine. It's a niño like to wash his face, to shower, to have personal hygiene, to wear his cologne, to have his protein every morning. That boy drinks protein every morning. He learned it from his dad. They're like creatures of habit. And the other day he's like, I'm really getting over the flavor of like protein shakes. And I'm like, oh my God. He's like, I think I've drank them for like 4 years of high school. He's like, but it's like the best thing. It's easy. I'm not going to really, I'm like hard-boiled eggs or let's make food. Let's make extra protein. He's like, no, it's just so easy in the mornings, Mom. I'm probably still going to do it in my dorm, but I'm just so over the taste. But anyway, he needs like a reset. Like it's a good habit and it's a good thing and he wants to keep doing it, but he kind of wants to mix it up. This is boring, but that's so good for him is my point, that sometimes things that are good for us are so boring. It's not going to be exciting. It's not going to become exciting. So the reset is like simple tweaks maybe to make it more exciting, like a simple change, like maybe have it at a different time of day. Maybe have it in the car. I was trying to give him dumb ideas to get him excited about it because he said, now when I think about it, like I'll be in the shower and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go drink my protein shake. Ugh, like that asshole. And I'm like, Papa, that's not normal. He's like, well, I'm still gonna do it, Mom, because I'm a beast and I'm built like that. And he's all like strong. I'm like, this poor boy, like, it's not that serious either. And so we were coming up with all these ideas, different flavors, different things to do. But I mean, I love that idea of like, sometimes you want to be so into something. You want to set yourself up, like that'll said reset. You want to do this thing, and then you start doing it, but it'll get boring. Right? Or you'll get over it, or you'll think you're okay. Like, I don't need to do it anymore. Like my husband who's had a low carb diet for years. Like I always thought one day he wouldn't, like he doesn't not. Like he's always conscious of his carbs and it's a lifelong thing. And I think it's helped him always, like if he's gaining a little weight, he knows how to lose weight. Like he has his thing. And I think I can learn that more from my husband and my son to like, even if something gets boring and you've been doing it and you're succeeding, like don't get over it. Like reinvent it, make it exciting again, buy a different brand of cremas or go to a new hairstylist. You know what I mean? Like to keep you freaking when you are on the path, because you'll get off the path and you look back and you'll be like, damn, my hair has been a hot mess for 2 years. You know what I mean? It's very quickly to reset to the bad thing and then do that for a long ass time. And then you're like, oh my God, like when's the last time I got my nails done or something? And those are dumb minor things. For you, it's something major. Like for people listening, is it therapy and you've been meaning to go back? Like do something creative to get back. Is it your workout routine? Like Vero said, is it the gym that you want to like clean up and get back into? Whatever it is, baby steps. And then if you find yourself falling off, change it up. Do something exciting. Tell someone about it, like my son with his protein shake debacle, because it is such a good idea to keep doing it, but we got to get creative so he doesn't fall off because it's good for him.
I wanted to say, me, the hair. Ahorita que we keep on the hair. I feel like I've had bad hair all my life. I blame it to UCSB because I feel like when we went to live there, like the ocean like just made my hair frizzy because I don't remember it being frizzy in high school. So now it's frizzy and I live next to the ocean again. My sister said I should get a Brazilian blowout. La setedura, like do it, So that's on my list. Remember I was talking about my list?
Do it.
That's on my list to do it and schedule
recommend
it.
it.
But That yeah. Oh, you've had it done también?
Yeah, because for a while I would have to like, just to look professional, not that I didn't accept my curls as much as I did before, but to look professional, I would like constantly constantly straighten my hair and curl it. But the Brazilian workout, the Brazilian thing definitely worked.
The Brazilian hair workout wax. Hace todo lo vero Brazilian.
Hey, that's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
And everything, all the way. Except that. But
Yeah, that's
do it,
what I was
Ceci. I think
thinking.
for your hair, it's perfect. It just clicked in my head. Deanna's right. Do it.
I know. Yeah.
Agree. Can she do it? She's an expert,
I think she knows how to do it. Because she's the one that told me. She's like, I got it done. Look it. She's like, I just got up. Y mira cómo se me ve. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think she knows how to do it. Or she has her, her homegirls that do it. So
It's like no more self-neglect, right? When you do like the reset, if something's working, like no more self-neglect. Like stop neglecting what you need. And that comes in so many different ways. If it's something that you need physically, like if you need to improve your skincare, your hair, the way you feel, then do that. Stop neglecting you and be okay with resetting. It's not in a sense starting over. It's just more saying like, what do I really need right now? And let me envision that. Let me work on that. Let me set up a way. Let me do my little list. Let me create my goals and do it and find the people that you need that might be the ones that say, hey, yeah, get that mammogram or get that hair done or get this or do that, right? Que te van a apoyar, that accountability partner. Oh, gracias. Yeah, so I recommend that. Mara just gave me a chupon.
Vero's our moderator, but she also has a chupon in her mouth now. I love it. I love it. Everything happens at this podcast.
So one of the things that I was talking about resetting was like just doing things around the house and how I want things in a particular order. And you posted something, Irene, about why minimalist and contemporary. And then I was watching the video and I was like, yeah, because I feel like in my house growing up, there was always like more, and I look at them like I have laundry, but there's always laundry all over, y también different things. And but my mom would change things around. Like she would change. I remember siempre que había un nuevo new type of drapes, like she would, okay, we're gonna do this, y las hacía y se ponía a hacer. So that, but so she always had kind of like things moving around, changing around the house, y ya movía esto, y ya arreglaba esto, ya ponía piso, like that. So I feel like that's me, but I also like to have things like, no me gusta que se junten cosas. Like, I don't like to see, like, crowded spaces. I like to see como limpio, like, neatly, and, like, things that kind of go, like, I don't know, like, acomodadito todas sus cosas en su lugar.
I get it 1,000%. That video was so good because it's interesting because the first one was like, if you grew up in a place that was, like, kind of messy and cluttered, then you tend to be kind of a minimalist. The image on the messy and cluttered, I was like, too messy. My family wasn't messy, but there was clutter. My mom did keep a lot of things. So it related to me to the people that kind of hoard antiques. So now you like contemporary things because you're tired of like things that were older than you. That is so true. Like in my house, my mom was 40 years old. Like a lot of those things have been older than me since the minute I was born. Imagine them now. My mom has like 80-year-old things, like half my age, right? So, or I'm half their age. So I remember feeling when I was watching that video, like, that's so true. Like, my likes now are because it's probably like the opposite of like when I go to my mom's house now, it's like they hoard everything. They have everything from all the years. They don't let anything go. Like, my mom has things just saved everywhere. And I'm just like, oh. So every once in a while, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna redo these shelves. I don't need this stuff. I gotta fix my closet. I don't need this stuff. Like, but I think it does have to do with like our childhood, like having like way too many things. But my mom was very clean. So that video, I was like, oh, should I even post this? Like, makes it seem like my mom was dirty. It wasn't just dirty, just has a lot of to this day. She has a lot of stuff. And it frustrates my brother.
Stuff.
My brother's like, my mom uses the same plate and the same cup and the same fork, and look at all the plates and cups she has, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I know, she won't notice. Let's just get rid of half of it.
Viene la visita.
Yeah, for real. My mom has like 50 billion Tupperware she doesn't use. She's saving like every bag that she's gonna like, this plastic bag, right, that she can't throw out. But there's like 6,500 of them. Like, I don't think we're ever gonna use all these plastic bags. Please stop putting away plastic bags. But it's so true, Ceci. Like, sometimes we need a physical reset in terms of like the stuff in our world, in our life. Like, si no te gusta algo, change it. Change the color. Move it around. Get rid of it. What do you have? My husband's in the plants right now. Like, he is into plants. And I'm like praying to God that I don't get over it, because I'm like, what are we going to do about all these plants everywhere? Because it's getting a little crazy. This house isn't that big, but it's kind of nice. It's sweet. And he was an apartment kid growing up. You know, he did not have a lot of space. Like, he does not know what to do with himself with space. Like, he's just like trying to fill it with plants and gym equipment and low carb tortillas. Like, that's like his jam. You know?
That sounds good. That sounds decent, man. You know, I'm okay with that, Diego.
It sounded pretty healthy, actually.
I think I need that in my life.
Oh, and drinks. He's been into alcohol
Yes.
lately, but that's not like an alcoholic, but like
dehydrated.
learning to make cocktails. But probably because he has the space for a bar, that he's filling that space with different syrups and different things. And now he's like, I think it's his ADD, because he gets so into things and he's into them. So we have this amazing bar that's developing right now. But that's neither here nor there. That's a reset. I hope we don't drink too much anymore, because he's making drinks like every weekend.
Well, the reset of mocktails, that también está haciendo mocktails. So
we
there
got to
you go.
reset to mocktails.
So I le mencioné eso a Luis because he was talking about how he wanted to go on a camping trip. He's like, pero nomás yo y Puertos. I'm like, pues vete. I'm like, why don't you bring his brother? I would, but you know, like, he doesn't cook. So like I would have to be taking care of him, you know? I'm like, le voy a decir a Irene que te mande a Diego y a Teddy. I'm like, because I'm like, este Diego también es bueno para hacer sus carnes y todo esto.
Yes.
So he wants to do that. He wants to do like a camping trip.
Diego would love that, girl. He would love it.
Yeah. Ahí se vienen los maridos a acampar.
All right, well, we're all set with today's episode 249 on the reset, whether it be mental, physical, whatever it is. Remember, the tip of the day was to renegotiate your goals, your vision, and be okay and look for what you want, not what everybody else wants, but you want. Great podcast episode today, ladies. Very happy to be here with you girls again. It's been a while since we were in that hotel room in San Francisco, being all close and, playing footsies with each other. If you all want to keep the conversation going, not just you, Ceci and Irene, but our listeners, you want to keep the conversation going, you know where to find us. You can shoot us an email at admin@leveluplatina.com. You can also find any information about Level Up Latina and our 3 coaches and our Guilt-Free Squad community, which is on a great sale. I think we're going to leave that up for the whole year, because our community is one of a kind, ladies and gents. It's like, you want to be part of this community. You want to be part of these discussions. You want to be encouraged and inspired and motivated and share your experiences and knowledge with these mujeres. So check out the Guilt-Free Squad info. Check out if you're interested in coaching, find us at leveluplatina.com. And also, if you want to sponsor the show, if you want to be part of the show, if you want to, display your products or your business on our podcast, feel free to find that info on our webpage as well, leveluplatina.com. But another thing is, save the dates. Save the date. We've been telling you guys over and over again, ladies and gents, save the date for our Breakthrough Brunch. It's our 3rd annual Breakthrough Brunch, and it's going to be October 12th. So save the date. Tickets will be going on sale soon. If you're interested in maybe being part of the Breakthrough Brunch in the sense of sponsor the brunch or have a pop-up, product store at our brunch as well, we'd be happy to hear about you, what your product is, what you're bringing to the table, literally, get it? And get some information. Just shoot us an email and we'll be happy to have you be part of this Breakthrough Brunch. So if you have a business, you have a product, hit us up. We're looking to fill those spots, and we have limited space because it's a very small, intimate location. And we'd love to have your business there, especially if it's a Latino-owned business. We'd love to have you. Thank you. Si nos vemos la próxima. Te cuido mucho.
Ciao. Don't forget to level up.
Thank you.